This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
You just left an animal in your home with food.
Yeah, for almost a month.
It was fine?
Yeah.
I mean, it must have, the litter box must have been.
Yeah, it was happy to
Was that
see me
Dibbles?
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when a cat's happy to see you, you know it was on the brink. Because they don't really care.
You couldn't just tell someone, like, hey, can you go to my place?
I think it's when I first moved and I didn't really know anybody. So
There are services. You ain't got to pay money.
yeah, I mean, it's a cat. I left it everything it needed. A ton of food and a ton of water.
Did you do any sort of math? Or you were just like, this is probably all right?
Well, I was thinking, like, it kind of eats this much, on a daily basis.
You just
So I'll
multiply by 30.
So I'll just take every pot and pan I have and pour bags of food in them.
But is there any food left when you got back?
Oh, there was a lot of food. I think I overestimated.
Oh, so the cat was fine.
Yeah, I had more food. I mean, it could have been there
How
another
about
month.
water, though?
It still had some water. It went through more water than food. But it was still good.
Remember when you had a child?
Yeah, just leave it. Just put food on the floor. Pans of water. It's fine.
This is the first time we've recorded in, I want to say, a month?
It's probably been about a month, yeah.
You've been sick with the gout. You had the gout, and dude, gout is such a funny thing. I know it's not funny.
Nah.
It's awful.
It's
Terrible
no laughing
experience.
matter.
Listen, we can't joke around about gout, but you've been down with the sickness.
Fucking terrible.
Wah.
Yeah. Ooh, wah, It's the worst. Yeah.
You were
it's
just
terrible.
paralyzed up in your bedroom for
For like a week.
almost like a little bit more than a week.
Yeah.
Isn't today the first time you've left the house in over a week?
Yeah, to go up and down the 5 flights of steps.
Take us through it. What is gout?
It's awful. I imagine it's what a wizard's curse would have been in olden times.
Well, it's called the king's disease.
Yeah, given to him by an evil wizard.
Well, how dare you slight me?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, basically, they call it the king's disease because, like, they traditionally, now this isn't the only thing, genetics have a play, but traditionally you get it from eating, like, super rich foods.
Purines in the food that turn into uric acid.
But what kind of foods have lots of purines? Like beers?
Organ meats, beer, wine.
Just rich food.
All the good food. Lobsters. I ain't eating no lobsters. I don't know.
I ain't no lobsters.
I ain't no lobsters.
I remember I saw an episode of Superman where Lex Luthor gets some sort of sickness, and they described it. He got it because he ate so many rich foods. And in my little kid mind, I was like, "Was he eating like chicken dipped in gold? What the fuck's he eating?"
Rich foods.
I had no idea what that meant when I was a little kid. I was like, "God damn it, Lex! Just eat some normal shit."
Yeah, that's terrible.
But just like crystals build up in your joints.
Yeah, and it feels like your fucking feet are on fire or smashed with hammers or something. Can't put any weight on them. It's horrible. I got a fever from it. It was like my body was rejecting my foot.
Oh my god!
It's like I got like a fever.
I had to go upstairs and check on you like once a day, and if I didn't hear from you, I would just go in your room because I was like, maybe he's dead.
Maybe I died.
Because I guess it could be like a bone infection, or like, who knows what could happen? I don't
knows?
know.
Yeah, I
We're
don't
not
know.
doctors. I just thought maybe you could just spontaneously die from gout. I don't know.
Good. It's shitty.
It just incapacitated you.
Yeah, completely.
I was bringing you 6 liters of water every day.
Yeah.
You were drinking it.
The first couple of days, I drank closer to 10 to 12 liters a day. Trying to flush all that stuff out of my body.
And you were pissing out dark amber. It was amber liquid.
It was weird, man. It didn't make any sense.
And the reason I know that is because you were pissing it back into the bottles of the water I was giving you.
Giant jugs of urine.
Just 6-liter jugs. Just jugs of urine in your room. I remember I came in and there was 9 jugs, and you're like, who did you say you were like? The guy?
Howard Hughes.
You're like, I'm like Howard Hughes.
I'm getting better. Yeah.
Did you take care of those?
Not yet.
They're just in your room still.
Today's the first day I've been able to walk around.
You left the house before you took care of the urine bottles?
Yeah, I'll get them out of there tomorrow. They're gone tomorrow. Well, I tested them walking around. I was like, man, I don't know if I can get rid. I don't know if I'm carrying 6.
What are you going to do with them? You're just going to dump them down the drain, I guess.
I guess I gotta flush them all down the toilet.
I would choose that toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have
a peasant toilet and then our normal toilet.
we do have a peasant toilet. It garbles and it makes weird noise.
I heard straight noises from the sewer coming out of it the other day. I thought it was just haunted.
I've heard people talk.
I thought it was talking. Yeah, voices will come out of the toilet.
It's just because it's just a pipe.
It
It's
goes
just
straight into the sewer.
Yes.
There's no water that lives in it, or there's nothing.
the water that lives in it.
Yeah, it's an awful thing. So I'm just going to Yeah, I'm just going to empty them all.
I would rinse the bottles, just throw bottles in the recycling.
Yeah, I'll crunch them up. That's what I was thinking. Do they think I should draw like skulls and crossbones on them?
If you rinse them, what's the problem?
That's true, but still, are you going to get all the urine out of a bottle?
People aren't going to just like inflate them again and then pour.
I don't know what they do.
But they're just not going to trust that some stranger was doing something that was potable.
Oh, yeah. Potatable.
Right? I mean, they're not just going to be like,
Yeah.
you could. I like the idea. We were joking about this, of just writing the capital letter P.
And setting them all.
But we live in Asia land, so they'd be like, huh?
Yeah, P?
P? It's ridiculous.
Can you imagine setting 13 6-liter jugs of urine?
Do you have 13 up there?
I think there's 13.
Filled to the brim?
Yeah. What is that?
We were joking about, because we pay a lady, we have a stairwell that leads up to our place. Yeah, so 13 times 6. Oh my God! 78 liters of urine. We were laughing about how
if that hurricane would have killed us, that would have been at the top of the list. That's like when something happens and they discover a guy who died was a serial killer. They're like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah, they go, well,
what was happening here?
Yeah. Why are there so many bottles of urine? Well, what's funny is, like I said, we pay a lady to come and clean. You have to like bring your garbage to a truck, and it's a huge pain in the ass because the truck only comes certain times of night.
Yeah.
And you have to go. So we pay a lady, we just put our trash in our stairwell up to our apartment, and then she just takes it. We pay her like, I don't know, it's like $20 a month or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's less than that actually. It's like $12 a month or something.
Which is totally reasonable.
Yeah, she takes our garbage every day, and she...
Yeah, because if not, you got to listen to it plays noise like an ice cream.
And you got to go meet the truck. It's a huge pain in
like
the
an
ass.
ice cream truck. No.
Like an ice cream.
Like an ice cream.
Plays noise like an ice cream.
You know when the ice cream screams.
So we were joking about how just like if you just took those bottles, like if you put 1 6-liter bottle of urine, she probably would just take care of it.
But still have the mentality of, well, goddamn it.
Right? Like, who the fuck's
fucking
doing
Westerners?
This? But if you put 13 bottles of urine, she would go door to door to find out who was responsible.
And what's funny is you think they would immediately assume it was urine, but they would be like, what is all this? And then just...
Because of the volume. If I saw one bottle, I would think urine. If I saw 13 of them, like, that can't be urine.
What is this? Is this cooking oil? Like, what's going on?
And it's funny because it's darker and it slowly fades to lighter.
Yeah, it's like the color spectrum. I'll take a picture of it, but I take it out.
We are lunatics. Hey, Phil Paulson, you still want to visit us, motherfucker?
Hey, buddy.
You can help us clean out the urine jugs. Who knows how many there'll be by the time you get here?
If I'm onto something, man, I'm never peeing in a toilet again.
He's like scrambling for the mouse to cancel his plane ticket.
That's a good guy, man. He wished it's Superbud Paulson. He wished just happy we're not dead after the.
Well, there was a huge typhoon that just hit us.
Yeah.
It like punched Taiwan or Taipei specifically right in the taint.
It rattled us for a solid day. It went to the point. It got to the point up there where it's like I was like, this is what it must have been like for. I mean, of course, way more. Never mind.
What are you saying?
I was going to say that's must what it been like to be in World War One.
No way, man.
Yeah, that'd been way worse. There's gas. And then when they invented the tank,
you know, I don't
horses versus tanks.
No way.
I think
who was using horses?
People who didn't have the tanks.
No. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, the wind was blowing so hard that it actually knocked. I don't know exactly what it did, but it knocked the water. Excuse me.
That's a hard time.
We live on the roof, and right above us is the water tank for the building. We don't live on the roof.
We live on the roof.
We're the top. We're the penthouse. We're the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then right above us is the water tank for the building. Mm-hmm. And we heard a big fucking blam! And we just thought something fell from a building, because we're the tallest building around, so we thought something blew off from a taller building and just landed on our roof.
Which was happening.
Yeah, that did happen a bunch, too.
Yeah.
We didn't think anything of it. And also our front door, all around our front door was just pouring the water. But we live in kind of a janky place. It's not. It's nice. Paulson, buddy, come visit us. No, we're not doing a good job selling it.
It's swanky jank.
It is schmanky jank. That's a great way to describe it. It's really nice, but like just behind the facade of niceness is the jankiest shit.
Yeah.
Like, have we talked about how our water pump is just plugged into the goddamn wall?
I don't know if we have or not.
It's the jankiest thing. There's literally I want to say 30-foot cord. I keep turning away from the mic. Because I want to look at the cord. There's a 30-foot cord that comes out of the goddamn wall, out of the ceiling, that you would just assume went to a light or something.
You'd never guess this.
Runs down the wall and is just plugged into an outlet like any old fucking thing.
Yeah.
Turns out,
that makes the water go.
that's the water pump for our entire apartment.
We've had to take freezing showers for a day.
Well, because we hosted someone. Someone was looking for an apartment, and while they moved here, and I was like, hey, come live with me. It's cool. So they stayed with us for a week, and she went to straighten her hair or something, and she unplugged the water pump, because, of course...
it looks like it could be anything other than a water pump.
Yeah, why would you even think that, like... And she just didn't plug it back in, which, of course, it's no problem, whatever. It's not her fault at all. But then our shower stopped working. Well, it would work, but it would just be ice cold. Mm-hmm. And it would, like, just kind of dribble out. We, like, called the landlady, or one thing did, like, bitching her out. And she's like, well, what the fuck? Is it even plugged in? And we're like, what do you mean plugged in?
Like,
what are you talking about?
I mean, it's not tied into the main power system of the building? Yeah, so can you imagine if you had like a heat pump, like a hot, you know what I mean, like into your house, and then it was just plugged into the wall of your house, and that thing was responsible for heating and cooling your whole house,
right?
And it's outside,
yeah,
but it ran in through the window.
Or I mean, like we have an AC, we have an air conditioning unit stuck in the wall. That's not just plugged into the fucking. I mean, who knows? Behind the wall, it might be.
It could be.
I don't know. I mean, the thing, a janky swank is a great way to describe it.
Janky swank,
because it's a nice place.
Yeah,
like it's one of the nicer apartments.
It's nice. It looks nice. Like you said, just behind the crack in the facade.
We're so stupid too, because like we wouldn't look for apartments. We saw this, and we're like, and we bought it like the next day, and we've been looking for it because our lease is almost up, and we're like, fuck the swank, fuck the jank swank. We're gonna go find a new place, and like for the same price point, you can get way. What are we doing? I mean,
yeah,
we're just the housing market in Taipei. So you had the gout,
yeah,
and you were lying in your bed, pissing in barrels.
Yeah,
might as well be 6-liter bottles of basically a barrel.
They're big old barrels. Yeah, but it's better now.
It's good.
Yeah.
So the other day, we ended up getting a hold of some edible marijuana.
Oh yeah.
We got a hold of some of that, and that took us on some rides. Mm-hmm. But we've had all these like typhoon days. I wish we still had some. But we were watching what movie? Well, we were watching Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh yeah,
we were watching Kung Fu Hustle, just in the throes of this edible marijuana, and I had a thought, of course, like you do when you're on any sort of drugs. Like you have these thoughts that you see, like you make you think one way.
Yeah.
But in reality, which is so strange because...
It's not that way.
Well, it is, I guess. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But the thing is, I maintain the logic of what I was saying. Like this thought, I can see what I was thinking. It's not that ridiculous of a thought for me to have. And I maintain what I was saying, even though I see now the error in my ways. Uh-huh. But I
remember when you had this and you were dead serious. I know what you're going to say.
I'm still dead serious. So we were watching Kung Fu Hustle, and I started laughing, and I said, oh man, I'm having a crazy thought. And I said, I'm trying to figure out whether these are Kung Fu masters that they taught how to act, or they're actors that they taught how to do Kung Fu. And then I left it there. But what was funny is I was so sure that everyone just agreed with what was the correct answer that I didn't ask for input. Uh-huh. And then eventually I said, well, of course it's Kung Fu masters they taught how to act. Uh-huh. And Nate and one team, my girlfriend, were like, no. It's definitely actors. They taught how to do some like Kung Fu over a week, man.
We can grab all these Kung Fu masters.
I think some of them
may have been, but it's not like the world's teeming with grand masters.
You don't have to be a grandmaster to impress me. I bet you a grandmaster watches that movie and goes, what the fuck?
Yeah. Dude, I gotta poop.
Right now?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just pause it real quick.
All right. So anyway, I don't know what we're talking about.
It was the
it was the Kung Fu people. Yeah, whether they masked. Yeah. For sure. But the idea is just that we were high or having these like ridiculous thoughts. Uh-huh. But what was funny is like that was at the end of your experience, and when we first got a hold of this, the drugs, was just like you were like, oh, my foot kind of hurts.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And like 2 days later, I was completely out of
completely incapacitated,
down for the count.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But we watched some funny movies. I remember because I had no experience with any sort of edible marijuana. And the first movie we watched was Big Trouble in Little China, which I had no sort of experience with Big Trouble in Little China. And that movie, perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. Because it took about an hour and like a half for it to kick in. Mm-hmm. And if you've seen that movie, you know, an hour and a half in is when the big fight scene happens. Like the whole movie culminates into this big, ridiculous fight scene. And you never really have a firm grasp. It's just this ridiculous movie. And the main character has no idea what's going on. He's always like, what's happening? Who's this guy now?
What the hell?
And he's always trying to be like super badass. It's Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
I recommend that movie. 2 big thumbs up. Mm-hmm. And the whole movie, I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm not feeling anything. And an hour and a half in, that big fight happens. And I'm just like,
Where we laughed so hard when spoilers
if you haven't
not
seen
Big Trouble.
Well, I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I remember saying, dude, you've built this. You said, as long as I've known you, you've built this movie up.
That's true.
And you went, and it didn't disappoint?
No, you can't talk that movie up too much. No, for sure.
When the guy got mad and blew up.
Well, the big bad guy in that movie dies in the fucking funniest way ever.
Yeah.
The Kurt Russell tries to throw a knife at him and he just misses, like, completely misses. He's like, fuck. And then the big bad guy picks the knife up, is like, goodbye, and just and he catches the knife and throws it back at him and it hits him in the forehead, like,
just kills him.
And one of his henchmen gets so angry that they killed him that he blows up like a bomb. It's the stupidest thing. You have to go see
He
it.
just goes, I don't think he's going to stop.
He goes, "Ah!" And they did like real practical effects, just like a maquette, and like inflated him.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't inflate him, but like a...
Yeah.
Oh my god. And it was funny is I had seen the scene of him exploding before because they mentioned it in reference to some other movie, Blade or something, where they blow up and how bad that looked, and how good it looked in Big Trouble in Little China. So I'd seen the explosion thing, but I had no idea just he explodes because he's angry.
Yeah, you thought they did something to him to make him explode.
Nope.
He just gets mad and blows up. And that hit home at like the apex of that when that kick. It was so funny.
Oh my god.
We laughed so hard. Like I could.
We were laughing so hard about that. We were laughing so hard about putting those urine jugs in the downstairs.
Yeah.
We were joking about at the end of a movie just going, see? Just turn into whoever used to watch that with it. See?
Standing up in the theater and look at the people behind you. See?
Do you see?
Yeah, you see?
What are you talking about?
Have we been talking? Who are you?
Well, there was something else that we were laughing a lot about. Oh, holy shit. There was a scene in Kung Fu Hustle where the lady... Now we're just explaining things that made us laugh while we were high.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Yeah.
There was a scene where this lady who's deaf, she does some sign language to the main guy.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, do you think sign language... Deaf people who do know sign language, they just try? Do they just try sign language on I'm just going to say hearies.
Hearies! You think deafies tried on hearies?
Well, they must.
Okay, well, see,
That's like, I walk up to random people here in Asia land and I just start talking to them in English.
Yeah, but who's the asshole in that situation?
They're not being an asshole. The deaf person's not being an asshole.
Yeah,
they're just trying to communicate.
They're just trying to communicate.
A lot of sign language is very graphic, though. Like, you just get it.
Oh, I thought you meant like pornographic.
Some of it, if you're talking about pornographic stuff.
Well, yeah.
Like, you know what diarrhea is?
What?
Diarrhea, the sign language of diarrhea is you put your hand behind you near your butt and you open and close it really fast.
Okay. Well, that involves having to turn. What if you're sitting down?
You can do it. Like, if I do this, you get the idea.
Yeah, now that I know what it is.
Well, I do this. I just held my hand down next to me.
I would think that this is how I feed my imaginary dog.
Well, if you're talking...
And that's how we feed the dog, the scraps under the table.
It's so stupid. Annie, what the fuck were we talking about? So then she starts doing sign language to this guy who doesn't know sign language. And I said, do you think deaf people just try
to sign to people?
Right, they must. Of course they must.
And I was thinking, like, that would be...
Someone who just...
No pun intended, but that would... Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I was going to say that would fall on deaf ears, but that doesn't make sense.
It's all Chinese to me, man.
It is.
I say that all the time. It is all Chinese here.
Yeah. Except for the dogs.
Well, we laughed. The idea was, like, the person who would be like, oh, you're talking to me.
It would do, like, a big exaggerated...
Super exaggerated. And then, like, me. And like, no. Me. Super big, like wildly over exaggerated. Like, yeah, okay, man, I get it.
Yeah, all right. You have to be a dick.
Me.
But what I was saying is, would you think that would be? I don't know. Like it would be. It'd almost be a little presumptuous to go up to someone if you couldn't hear and drop sign language on them. But it's it's on the same way it is to be like, oh man, why are they trying that on? You know what I mean? Be like, well, fuck you. What else are they going to do?
Well, I guess you could just just talk to them.
Who?
Maybe they could read the deaf person.
Trying to the deaf person talking.
You sign to me. I'm sorry. Hey man, I'm sorry. I don't know sign language.
Oh wait, I'm not deaf.
Wait,
Am I deaf?
Yes, you're deaf. Why are you signing if you're not deaf?
Oh, for some reason I couldn't see.
Oh my god,
we're the worst.
Oh my god, we've offended everyone. We found a new category of people to offend.
I'm sorry.
Because this is how we've been doing sign language into the mic.
Oh my god.
Wait, am I deaf?
Oh, well then it doesn't make sense unless I can read lips. You talking to me doesn't mean anything.
But don't you imagine? I mean, that's just another jump. I'm going to talk to you. Maybe you can read lips, but maybe you're only a little deaf.
Only a little deaf.
There's like a spectrum. It's like people who are
so
blind.
would you just half-ass your signs?
If you're a little deaf?
If you're just a little deaf.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd half-ass them, but you would, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man.
But if I'm doing sign language to you,
Yes.
I do sign language.
Yes.
Then you say,
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I don't know sign language.
then that doesn't mean anything to me.
But you're going to get the idea. If I just go,
Well, that's like, it would be assuming that you got the idea of what I was signing.
but if I just do this, if I just did it with my body, like a shrug, like, I don't know,
okay.
man. You're going to get that. You're going to understand.
Yeah, unless that was sign language for carrying a giant load of towels.
Hey, man, do you have any towels? Hey, man, do you have any towels? Yeah, let me get one.
Can I get some of those towels? Anywho, what the fuck are we talking about?
Because, I mean, the idea is, like, they understand body language.
Yeah,
You're gonna- And you're going on a limb. They're going on a limb sign language into you.
Right, yeah. And
They understand they're in the minority.
Yeah, and body languages, that is universal, because I get away, that's how I manage over here.
Yeah, for sure.
There's just a lot of pantomime.
Because we live in Asian land, we can't speak Chinese. I can a little bit. Just I've given up on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, you remember we would go places, I would just talk to Chinese people, and it would get me into more trouble than just pointing at shit.
Yeah.
Now I don't even try to speak Chinese. I just go up and with English, like, I'd like some dumplings. Sure is nice out today. I would like 20 dumplings. Because instead, I just start talking
Be a
Chinese,
nickel.
you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, Chinese. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, but I don't really know Chinese.
That'd be like if you tried to talk to a deaf person and you only knew one sign language.
One sign language.
And you would do the one sign language, and then they would
One
go,
sign, I imagine.
oh yeah, one part of the language. And then you did it, and they go, "Oh, this guy," and then they just blast you with a bunch of sign language. You'd be like, "Ugh, I should have just stuck to shrugging."
How about we just start writing? They're not blind.
Oh, that's true.
There we solved it.
Just carry around a fucking notepad.
I
Or
imagine
a dictaphone, an iPhone.
a dictaphone. What the fuck, man? Are you from the 30s? How old are you? A dictaphone.
Play it on your phoneograph.
Why don't they walk around with a big tube in their hair?
That's all you need.
Now I'm going to say something. And as I say, my catchphrase might as well just be, I don't have the facts.
Yeah.
But I remember reading this or seeing it on a Snapple bottle, something like that. That if a human being were the same size as the sun,
Jesus. All right.
they would give off more light and heat than the sun does.
Where's the light coming from? They're just emitting it because of their mass?
Now, maybe it's not light, but they would give off more heat, but not necessarily.
Oh, see, you knew this was going to rub me the wrong way.
Why?
A person as big as the sun. Why?
If you took a person,
and made him as big as the sun.
oh, okay, fuck you. Take the sun and make him the size of a person.
Now that I can get behind.
But then there's no way. I mean, a little ball of fire is going to be more heat than a little ball of just burning helium.
I mean, I don't know.
That's got to be more heat than I'm giving off.
But then if it made you giant, then it made you the size of the fucking sun. Just a giant person in space.
Galactus
Yeah.
consumes all.
So you're just sitting up there, giving off. It'd have to be just because of your mass.
But does mass just inherently give off light?
Well,
No.
light, no. You have to combust.
Then why am I a big person giving off light then?
I don't know. You said you weren't positive on the light thing.
I'm not.
Yeah.
The heat, though, we do give off heat.
You'd give off heat.
We'd be a living thing.
If you were that big, you'd give off heat. So it means you could support an Earth. Well, no, just heat-wise. You'd have to get off some light. Not that's orbiting a big person. Beings.
Listen, man,
Yeah.
from what I understand about the idea of infinity,
That's somewhere out there.
there's a big dude sustaining a whole solar system.
Light coming out of
You land on a planet, and they're like, oh, this is cool. What do you guys call stuff? Well, they point to the sun. That's Dave. And, like, what? Why do you call that Dave?
Can it talk?
Oh, shit.
Can it talk to the people on the planet?
Probably not. You gotta get real close, probably.
So you think there's people on a planet that their sun is another
Yeah.
person.
Thank you.
And, okay.
I like to imagine
That's the scene they cut out of Interstellar. Was when they're like, okay, let's dial it back.
So
one
you
planet.
land on a planet, right? And you explore, you're living there for a long time, right? And eventually you come across a head. It's a normal-sized head. And you're like, huh?
growing?
Right, so I'm saying it's a big body.
Oh, that you've been walking around on.
Right.
With a normal size
But it just
head.
has a... So if you want to go talk to her, you got to go find the head. Hey, man.
God, that'd be a whole journey.
There'd be people living inside of him and shit, too.
Well, what if you actually ran it over with a lawnmower?
He would say, hey, man, hey, don't run my head up. Well, then the whole solar system would
The whole
die.
planet would die.
He's giving off the heat for the whole thing.
Oh, you're on the sun? Dave? We're on Dave?
Yes. There's not a series of human-sized bodies.
Where are we drawing the line? What? There's just the sun named Dave.
Don't be ridiculous, Nathan.
I thought we were on a planet, and the planet was a whole person with a normal
I made a
sized
jump.
head.
I made a jump, but we landed on Dave.
Okay.
And he's just like a big fleshy mass, but he's got a normal head.
Normal size head. What do you have? Two little arms somewhere?
Yeah, and two little legs and a dick
Little donker.
and an ass
Can you
somewhere.
imagine if you've not found anything yet and you just found a dick sticking out of the ground? Like, what the? You just put like a traffic cone over it?
Do you think,
Because those would be.
well, there
there.
would just be urine everywhere there. Everything would be soaked in urine. But what, I mean, I imagine like things would grow, would like,
things.
because you could get
Yeah.
fungus infections and shit in your body. So they would just be like,
Well, so Dave's just dirty.
how's he cleaning himself? He got little arms.
He's as big as all hell.
But he's only got normal sized things. But he's got
So nothing else is living on him? It's just Dave.
No, he's got a whole ecosystem, man.
Well, then there's probably stuff like there is here. There's stuff that's going to help keep him clean.
I bet you the hairs are like about like trees.
Are we living on Dave right now?
Let's go find the head, man.
Can you imagine if you were out somewhere and you just found the head in the earth?
Your assumption wouldn't be that the plant. You're not gonna. If you find a head in the ground, you're not gonna go, "Oh wow, I guess we're living on Dave."
That's what you go tell the fucking Mounties. I
That's
imagine his head would be up in Canada.
That's theory free, man. And the people whose head it is, they're like, well, clearly we're the best country there is because
That's where his head is.
yeah. And then anywhere that there's sweat glands, those would be like bodies of water.
I guess.
I guess water would pull. I mean, he would have gravity, so the shit would get pulled to him.
I guess I would try and dig around the head first to make sure it wasn't just a person.
You're gonna be digging.
Talking about.
I mean, you're gonna cut into the ground, and it's gonna start bleeding. It's
Yeah.
a person. You can't dig. How are you making foundations for buildings and shit? I guess in the pores.
Yeah. Dave's a whole different world. Dave isn't like our world. We can't make the leaps that we know about Dave, that we know about living on Dave, because we don't know
No,
what.
we don't know what that's like. But I imagine the thing would be not to live on the surface, but live underneath the skin, live inside.
Live in Dave?
Yeah.
What's Dave eating? It's a lot of something to be as big as a planet
Debris,
or a sun.
space debris, man.
He's eating that blackberry brandy.
He's got that brandy cloud. He's just trying to swim us around. I'm gonna get near them gas cloud.
Yeah.
You know how Dave talk.
Everybody Dave talk.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, bring me over there now. That damn bad brandy cloud.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
There's got to be, like, imagine, I mean, like, think about it, man. You can get fleas and shit, right? That's just basically a creature that's living on Dave.
It'd be like if it's what he would consider you, probably.
But we have germs and stuff that live, like, you know? Think about, okay, take
Mites.
a person,
Mites.
make them as big as a sun,
Mites.
and then look at... Yeah, thank you, yes. Mine. The floor recognizes Nathan Carter.
Mites.
Take. I'm just saying the ratio of like, you know, influenza virus to human. Take that same ratio and apply it to sun-sized Dave to human. I bet you that we're about the same size. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like comparing bugs to people. Like just a little bit ago, I was in the bathroom, and when I walked in, there was some kind of little bug on the cabinet. Without thinking, I just tried to mush it with my finger, and I was like, boop, and it just dodged my finger, and I was like, all right.
You get to live.
Yeah, I was like, all right, there you go.
Dave
I'm not gonna
says
try.
live.
I was like, I'm not going to try again. I gave him the once. But the thing was, he dodged it, flew a little loop, and landed right back on the same cabinet, not 3 inches from where I just tried to mush him. And I let him live. At the same time, I thought, well, there's some gumption, there's some balls. You know what I mean? Because if we were walking down the street and just a fucking lumber truck fell right beside of us, it'd be like us going like 5 steps to the right and being like, all right,
Man, we're good.
I guess I don't know what kind of comparison that is.
No, I don't know. I understand what you're saying, though. I mean, because like the thing just tried to kill it.
Yeah, they're just like, all right.
Like if a tiger tried to attack you, you set up a picnic and a tiger jumped at you, and you like fought off the tiger, and the tiger ran off into the woods.
Best picnic ever.
And you sat back down to the picnic. Like, well,
Right.
shit, scared that tiger away.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd be like, we can't take.
I get in the car.
This isn't a safe place for a picnic.
The tiger's about.
Tigers.
I don't know that there aren't. No, it's an island. It's a pretty small island. There's no beasts like that.
Here? No. So kind
There's a cat.
of some kind of cat.
There's like a leopard.
What kind of poisonous snake?
There's some snakes. But like, you have to kind of be fucking about for a poisonous snake to get you.
Yeah, you gotta be stepping on them or rummaging. Like, I don't think if you set up a picnic, probably, I'm not saying I wouldn't put it past the snake, but I don't think it would just crawl up and bite you.
No.
You know?
No, they only do it because they're not going to... A big enough snake who wants to eat you might, but a
Yeah.
little tiny snake's not going to waste his venom on you. He's
Yeah,
only going to do it
that's
if you're fucking with him.
And the only time is if he was already there and you tried to make your picnic on top of it, then it's when he'd probably have a problem.
Don't make your picnic on top of snakes.
Don't picnic on snakes.
Don't picnic on snakes. You heard it here, folks.
That was a fun, weird way of... Don't picnic on snakes. You heard it here, folks.
So, okay, so I don't know. You know what's really funny?
Uh.
I have to use the bathroom.
Okay, pause it. Dude, you think I bet they use typhoon water. I bet you use typhoon water to make that rice, and it's giving us the blams.
Oh, God damn it.
Dude, because it hit me, it was an emergency. It hit me.
All right, so we're back. We're back after my burl. But I, while I was in there doing my thing, I found a headline. And I think the way that I described it to you was, I know what these words mean as individual words. And you at home, you may as well.
Okay.
But put them together.
Much like that sentence you just was kind of all over the place. Sorry.
Okay. You're going to go, okay. When I'm done with this, you're going to go, huh?
Okay.
Never ketchup. Oscar Mayer responds to Obama's condiment condemnation.
Okay.
I want to read it one more time. And never ketchup is in quotes. Never ketchup. Oscar Mayer responds to Obama's condiment condemnation.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
Oscar Mayer, clearly
The wiener.
the hot dog company. What is Obama's condiment condemnation?
I'm guessing if I had to decipher that, I would say that somebody said something to him, like, hey, Obama, what's your favorite condiment? And he just said, never ketchup.
Never ketchup.
Take the ketchup, throw it in the river.
What kind of fucking response is that, though? Mr. Obama, what do you like on your hot dog? Never this.
Well, we don't know that's what it was, but that would be
What a lunatic response. What's your favorite band? Never Coldplay.
never ketchup. Yeah, responding with the
If you could be an animal, Nathan, you could be any animal. What animal would you want to be?
never peacock.
Right?
Yeah.
Never anything is an insane way to answer a question. Never ketchup.
Because that means you've thought about it.
And Oscar Mayer, that upset Oscar Mayer.
And Oscar Mayer was like, I'm a big wiener.
Never ketchup, always ketchup. Oh, wait a minute. Never ketchup, Oscar Mayer responds to Obama's condiment. Is Oscar Mayer saying never ketchup? Or is Obama saying never ketchup?
Ooh, because of a lot of things, because ketchup is do you eat ketchup on your dogs?
Yeah.
I do too, but a lot of people consider that a cardinal dog sin.
They do.
Yeah, it's mustard only. You just put mustard on a dog. And
I like that. I do like a mustard only dog.
I do like a mustard only dog. But who's eating one hot dog?
Right?
Yeah. More me backwards, Sam.
We just keep... Okay, Mr. Meyer. I'm going to click the article.
Do it, because I want to know. I hope the wiener said that to the president. What a time we live in.
It says, it's going to take a long time to load because our internet is jank city. Oscar Mayer, ketchup, Obama, wiener mobile.
I saw that one time.
Okay, here we go. Is ketchup on a hot dog ever acceptable? Bourdain asked the president on season premiere of his television show.
Anthony Bourdain.
He said, he's one of what you just said. Mustard only dog. He's a mustard only guy.
Bourdain is?
No, what are we doing?
Obama. What are we doing? Let us terribly interpret the news for you on your ride to work.
He said, I'm going to do it as Obama.
Okay.
If and when the 6 Wienermobile vehicles is in the greater Washington, D.C. area, out of respect to the president's hot dog preferences, the hot dog on wheels must feature added mustard decal decoration.
I can't understand what you're saying. I have no
Never catch it.
Okay.
Why? Okay, well that happened. Okay, so Obama likes mustard only on his hot dog. That's where that went. See, that's why you don't click the article, people.
Never click it.
Anyway, what I wanted to talk about, why I brought you here after my burl. There are people. Now you know the story better than me
Okay.
because it was in Virginia.
Okay.
Wait, it's gonna make sense. I know that's kind of weird. There have been multiple sightings of men.
Ooh, I know where you're going.
Men. Ooh, man. Dressed as clowns,
Dressed as clowns.
standing on the outskirts of the woods.
I think they arrested one person.
I saw that, yeah, and his mom was like, "My son isn't a clown; he's my sweet son."
Ma'am, he's a clown.
There were men. I'm going to say it again. There were men standing on the outskirts of the woods, dressed as clowns. And I didn't even tell you what they were doing. Trying to lure children into the woods
Get kids into the woods.
for nefarious purposes.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, ain't nobody dressed as a clown and luring kids into the woods for just a good time. Well, I mean,
Not a mutually beneficial good time.
The type of good time that some freak dressed as a clown on the outskirts of the woods trying to lure kids into it.
I mean, you do work at home. Do the math. Simple addition. Simple addition. Man dresses clown. Plus the woods. Plus
Luring.
plus Jimmy. Plus Virginia. Plus.
Actually, it spanned the whole group of states. Now it spread.
How many clowns are in these woods? That's my sweet son.
Wait a minute, they're using the woods.
Plus.
Plus.
Oh my God! Stop.
Oscar Mayer, the wiener was a... Oh, God, can you imagine? Not only is it a wiener, a living, alive hot dog man, but it's also dressed up as a clown. So it's double weird.
There is that.
There's a wiener... Oh, no, a wiener man. If wiener man dressed up as a clown and tried to lure kids into the
Oh,
woods...
you're just saying if.
No, I'm saying when.
But there were these people doing that, and then the police would go and investigate it, and they couldn't find...
There was a creepy abandoned house.
But it had nothing to do with it.
People always jumping on the side against the house. House like, man, I ain't do nothing. I can't help. I'm creepy.
I was wandering around in the woods one time, and I found just a chimney. Mm-hmm. I was like...
It used to be a creepy house. Now it's just a creepy chimney.
Now it's just a creepy chimney.
Mm-hmm. I saw an Easter bunny under some stairs once.
What?
That was weird.
Like a man dressed as Easter bunny?
Yeah, nowhere near Easter.
Where were you? In the woods?
No.
They're just wood?
Wood stairs?
We're talking about chimney stairs? No, we're not. We're talking about chimney woods. Wood chimneys. You just were out in the world.
Yeah.
And there's a man dressed as Easter bunny.
Under some stairs.
Under some stairs.
I was walking towards
it was like, what, September?
I don't remember what month.
But not
Easter month.
April. March?
The Lord's month.
Whenever Easter is.
It wasn't then. And it was off-putting. I made fists.
How old are you?
I was like 22.
Oh, and you just made fists and looked at him?
No, I subtly made fists.
And he went,
yeah, he was... I was like, I'm sorry, I don't understand you. Ears that big, can't hear a thing, man. That's some irony.
How do you know he was dressed as an Easter bunny? Like he had a little jacket on?
Yeah.
How do you know he just wasn't a bunny is what I mean?
There's no bunny that big. It's a man. Clearly a man.
I'm not saying I get that.
Oh, I got you.
I'm saying, how do you know he was...
How do you know it wasn't Peter Rabbit?
I'm saying, how do you know it wasn't just a man dressed as a bunny? How do you know it was the Easter bunny? He had like eggs and shit, or he had a little jacket, or...
Maybe I'll jump to that conclusion.
Look at a man just dressed as a bunny hanging on the stairs.
Yeah.
Was he trying to lure you
I
under
just
the
figured
stairs?
giant bunny just says Easter to me.
I guess that's true. I agree. Was he trying to lure you under the stairs?
No.
Did he interact with you at all?
No.
Did he realize you made the fists?
I don't think. There were subtle fists.
Subtle fists.
I made subtle fists at an Easter egg bunny.
He was trying to lure man.
He was trying to lure me in with jars of pickled eggs.
He had jars of pickled eggs?
Yeah. He said, I've been sitting on these. You made this disappointed face like, I believed you.
I did believe you. I remember one time I went to go get a Christmas treat. And this kind of makes sense as a segue. We were young. My whole family went to get a Christmas tree at one of those like side of the road places. And there was a guy dressed as Santa. Like we were putting the tree on top of our car. And this guy dressed as Santa came up. He like worked there. And my dad made some joke. The guy like talked about, because of me and my brothers. And my last name is Marks. And my dad made some joke about the Marx Brothers. Right? Like, I've heard it 1,000 times. Right?
Right.
And Santa Claus did the oddest thing. He patted his belly and went, "What a wonderful feeling." He didn't laugh. He didn't smile. It's like how a robot would interact with someone. Your statement made me feel swell. I remember thinking about, I still think about that every now and then. Like, come on, Santa.
What a wonderful feeling.
Which is kind of a Santa Claus kind of thing to say.
But like if you push the button on a Santa Claus toy and it just spouted random phrases.
Oh, what a wonderful feeling.
Oh, way to go, elves. I hope they left me milk and cookies.
Right?
Fuck you, how much is this tree? Can we get the hell out of here?
We asked you a direct question, man.
It's like 36 degrees. Let's get out of here. Fucking lunatic. Would you like a pickled Christmas egg?
What a wonderful feeling. I remember thinking, like, that's like a robot would say that.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's like a toy.
Yeah.
It's like, that has nothing to do with the context, Santa.
I've never had any run-ins with a Santa. Guy had swindled us out of $20 one time. He's parked in a parking lot.
Was he dressed as Santa? Okay, how does that have anything to do with what we're talking about? I want to hear the story, but how'd you get there?
Parking lot?
Okay, you may continue. You've satisfied my segue needs.
And basically, we were going to see a show, and we parked at a parking lot.
Christmas theme show?
No, I think it was like the Deftones or something. But
this has nothing. Okay.
This guy just walked up and said $20. My buddy handed him $20, and the guy just fucking bolted. What's up with your buddy? he thought he was the parking attendant, and then another guy came up and was like $10. He's like, we just give it. Aww.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was. I just started gut laughing because it was immediate. Like, the guy didn't even play it cool and was like, thanks, and then like walk off. As soon as he took the $20, he just bolted.
I mean,
it was hilarious. He's like, that fucking worked. That probably didn't translate at all.
That's sign language for running.
Yeah.
This one's an audio experience.
This one is.
I like the balls of that.
Yeah.
I bet you that would work.
What a wonderful feeling.
Someone just parks their car and you go, hey man, $20.
Yeah.
You say it with enough authority. Get one of those little orange vests.
Because the parking was filled up, you know what I mean? So it was clear we were going to have to pay for parking.
Yeah, yeah.
And we knew we were going to have to pay, and we just thought that was the guy. I was like, that guy was on fucking point. I bet he probably just goes around. I bet he makes hundreds of dollars a night. $20. We're like, shit, that's kind of steep for, but then we had to pay another $10 to the real guy.
How did you even know it was the real guy? Did you tell the real guy that there was a fake guy? Hey, real guy, there's a fake guy.
He's like, oh yeah, him.
Yeah, I know about him.
Don't buy his eggs.
All right, we're done.
Okay.